Night settles over the savannah like a vast, shimmering veil, and in the cooling air the land exhales. Grasses whisper, crickets stitch the darkness with their electric tremble, and from somewhere beyond the haze of dusk, a low rolling thunder begins to rise. It is not the sky that speaks, nor the earth. It is the breath of lions, the ancient chorus of a species whose story has been carved into the bones of Africa for millions of years. They emerge first as silhouettes, moving shapes against the dying amber of the horizon, pacing with the slow certainty of creatures who have no need to rush. The pride gathers at the edge of a waterhole, the lionesses drifting like ghosts through the cattails, their muscles rippling beneath tawny coats that shimmer with the gold of the remaining light. Their amber eyes reflect galaxies of instinct and memory, each step measured, each breath tuned to the rhythms of survival. Among them walks the matriarch, older, heavier in presence than in body, her face lined by battles and seasons. She carries the collective memory of the pride, a living archive of hunts won and lost, territories gained and defended, cubs raised and mourned. Around her, the younger lionesses fall into place with silent deference, forming an unspoken constellation of cooperation. A lion pride is not merely a family, it is an organism, a fluid, breathing union of roles and rules. The females are the hunters, the anchors of stability, while the males, those great, rugged kings with manes like windswept pyres, serve as guardians of land and lineage. Tonight, the males linger farther off, their silhouettes vast against the rising moon. Their manes absorb the light like storm clouds gathering purpose. One male steps forward, chuffing softly, checking the air as though listening to distant omens. The scent of hyena drifts downwind, faint but unmistakable. He rumbles a warning that vibrates through the earth itself, a sound as old as the species, reminding all rivals that this land, this precious pocket of life, is spoken for. But for now, the focus shifts to the lionesses, who disperse into the dark like threads drawn from a single tapestry. The hunt will be long tonight, requiring patience, precision, and the seamless collaboration that has made lions one of the most formidable predators on Earth. Their success is not guaranteed, far from it. In these plains, prey animals are quick, vigilant, and shaped by generations of predation. Every zebra, every wildebeest, every antelope carries evolution's quiet instructions. Watch, listen, flee. The lionesses must be better. They melt into the grass, bodies flattening, breaths slowing. The moon glints off a pair of eyes, then another, then all becomes still. A herd of zebra grazes under the soft silver of moonlight, their stripes shimmering like ripples on water. The lionesses creep into position, communicating. With small gestures, the subtle flick of a tail, a glance, the slow lowering of heads. The oldest lioness shifts her weight, aligning herself with the herd's edge. She chooses a target not by weakness, but by opportunity. A young stallion drifting slightly behind the others, distracted by a quarrel among his herdmates. The hunter's bodies tense, heartbeats begin to synchronize. And then, in an eruption of sound and motion, the grass explodes. The chase unfurls like a living storm. Muscles coil and release in perfect cadence. The zebra bolts, hooves drumming the earth like frantic thunder, but the lionesses close in with terrifying precision. Each lioness understands her place in the geometry of the hunt. One driving the prey forward, one cutting off its path, another preparing for the decisive leap. When the moment arrives, it is swift, a collision of power and desperation, of survival and predation. Dust rises, a cry pierces the night, and then silence slowly returns, pulsing with the echoes of life's eternal trade. By sunrise, the plains glow with soft gold, painting the pride in warm hues as they feed. Cubs tumble around their mother's paws, too young to understand the gravity of the hunt, too full of blooming curiosity to stay still. One cub, braver than the rest, climbs onto its father's back, gripping his thick mane with tiny claws. The male tolerates this indignity with surprising patience, blinking slowly as if amused. For all their power, lions are creatures of tenderness, weaving their social bonds through constant contact, rubbing heads, grooming, leaning against one another as though their very souls require the reassurance of touch. But beneath this warmth lies a system shaped by intense competition. Pride dynamics are fluid, often fragile. The resident males, for all their strength, occupy a throne built on borrowed time. Sooner or later, challengers will emerge. Nomadic males with dark manes and darker ambitions, driven by the relentless logic of evolution. To take over a pride is to erase the legacy of the predecessors, for incoming males often kill young cubs to bring the females back into mating condition. It is brutal. It is sorrowful. It is nature's heavy arithmetic at work. As the day drifts toward afternoon, the pride rests beneath the shade of an acacia tree. Heat shimmers across the plains, warping the horizon into liquid gold. Vultures circle high above, drifting like scraps of shadow across the sky. The lions breathe deeply, their bodies sprawled in the grass, conserving energy for a world where every calorie counts. Cubs nurse and then collapse into sleep, bellies swollen. The male keeps watch with half-lidded eyes, his ears flicking at the low hum of flies, his tail flicking dust into lazy spirals. Far off in the distance, a tremor of movement hints at the next challenge. A coalition of male lions, 3 of them, moves. With the purposeful stride of predators forged in harsh exile. Their manes are dark, thick, and brushed with the grit of wanderers. Their eyes burn with hunger, not only for food, but for power, for legacy, for a pride of their own. They have scented the resident males across the winds. They have measured the territory with the instincts of conquerors. They will come closer, not today, but soon. And so, as evening drapes over the land once more, the pride awakens to feed again, to play, to exist in that delicate space between dominance and vulnerability. The latest kill has drawn scavengers. Hyenas cackle at the edge of the clearing, their voices sharp and mocking. The male roars in response, a sound that breaks open the sky. His roar is not simply a display of force. It is a declaration etched across 10 miles of savanna, informing every rival, every creature listening in the dark, that this land hums with his authority. The younger lionesses return from drinking at the waterhole, each step soft and watchful. They brush against one another in greeting, reinforcing the bonds that define their world. As stars bloom across the night sky, the pride settles. One by one, the lions lie down, their bodies forming a loose circle, cubs nestled securely between them. The matriarch gazes toward the horizon, her ears tuned to distant echoes. Migrations shifting, predators prowling, storms building on the edge of memory. Lions live in a realm guided by cooperation, conflict, and the relentless turning of generations. Their lives are a tapestry of shared hunts, shared risks, shared destinies. The strength of a pride is not defined by one lion, or even many, but by the intricate, ever-changing harmony of individuals bound together by blood, trust, and the ancient mandate to endure. As the moon climbs high and the night deepens into something vast and luminous, the pride drifts into sleep. Their breaths rise and fall with the rhythm of the land. Their futures shimmer in the darkness, uncertain, precious, fiercely earned. And in the great silence of the African night, one truth hums beneath the stars. The story of the lion is the story of survival itself, written not in words, but in the echo of roars carried on the wind, in the quiet resilience of families bound by instinct, in the eternal pulse of life and death that shapes the savanna, night after relentless night.